All right, let's get into it. Today, we're going to crack one of the biggest codes to sounding really natural in Japanese. We're talking about those tiny little words at the end of a sentence that, believe me, change absolutely everything. Ne or ne and yol, yol. You ever get that feeling? You've studied, you know the words, the grammar's on point, but when you speak, it just sounds a little stiff, kind of robotic? Trust me, you are not alone. It's a super common wall that pretty much every Japanese learner hits. But here's the good news. The fix is actually way simpler than you'd think. The secret to adding that emotion, that human layer, isn't about memorizing more complex words. It's all about these little things called sentence-ending particles. These are your key to sounding less like a textbook and more like a real person. Okay, so let's start with our first particle, ne. The best way to think about ne is as your friendly tool for connection. It's all about creating a shared feeling, like a little verbal nod between you and the person you're talking to. So here's the most important thing to remember. You use ne when you're pretty sure the other person already knows what you're talking about or feels the exact same way. You're not dropping new information on them. Instead, you're looking for them to agree with you. It's kind of like a social glue, It just brings people together. Let's look at this example, because the context here is everything. The speaker isn't asking a genuine question. They probably already heard somewhere that Ms. Lee's major is literature, so that ne at the end softens the whole statement, turning it into this gentle confirmation. It's like saying, your major is literature. I'm remembering that correctly, right? It's polite, and it just builds that nice rapport. Okay, so now let's flip the script and meet its counterpart. If ne is all about agreement, yo is about assertion. Think of yo as the particle you use when you are the one bringing new information to the table. For this one moment, you're the expert. Its whole job, its core function, is to inform. You use yo when you believe the listener doesn't know what you're about to say. You're confidently giving them a new fact, a piece of advice, or maybe even a warning. And this example is just perfect. Imagine you're at a restaurant, and your friend who has a fish allergy is about to eat something they shouldn't. You'd say this with some real confidence, right? That yo adds this feeling of, hey, listen up, this is important, you don't know this. This isn't fish, I'm telling you. It's so direct and so informative. All right, this is where it all clicks into place. Seeing them side by side in the same exact situation is by far the best way to make the difference totally clear. So let's put them head to head. So our scenario couldn't be simpler. It's a cold day. And the statement is, today is cold. But depending on who you're talking to and what they already know, your choice of particle is going to completely change the entire social dynamic.
Okay, just look at this. On the left with ne, you're probably standing outside with a friend, you're both shivering, and you say, "Kyou wa samui desu ne." It's a shared experience. You're basically saying, man, it's cold, isn't it? And you expect them to nod and agree. But now look to the right with yo. The whole situation changes. Maybe you just walked inside from the cold, and your roommate who's been on the couch all day asks what it's like out there. You'd say, "Kyou wa samui desu yo." You're giving them new, useful information. Hey, just so you know, it is cold out there. You see the difference? Same exact words, different particles, totally different social meaning.
So how do you actually use this stuff in your own conversations? Well, the good news is it's incredibly simple. Let's just break down the formula. Seriously, it's just a two-step process. First, just make your basic statement. For example, 明日はテストです. Tomorrow is the test. Easy. Then, for step 2, you just ask yourself one simple question. Does the person I'm talking to already know this? If you're reminding a classmate who's also stressed about it, you'd say, 明日はテストですね. Tomorrow's the test, huh? But if you're telling a friend who clearly forgot, you'd hit him with, 明日はテストですよ. Hey, tomorrow's the test, So let's just boil it all down one last time. Ne is for connection and shared knowledge. It creates that right feeling. Yo is for information and making a clear statement. It gives you that, or I'm telling you feeling. That is the fundamental difference right there. And just like that, you've pretty much grasped one of the most important concepts for sounding less like you're reading from a script and more like a fluent, natural speaker. This isn't just a grammar rule, it's a social tool. So the big takeaway is this. Always, always consider your listener. Are you sharing a moment or are you sharing a fact? Just thinking about that for a second will guide your choice every single time, so get out there and try it.